Local YouTube personality AntneyW creates a haunted house that gives back. So, today I have achieved a goal that I've had in my life for quite some time. Ever since Charles and I first started making YouTube videos back in like 2005, 2006, I've always dreamt of doing something worthy of having a newspaper article written about me. And that has finally happened. Although it's not about the videos like I used to think back then. It's about the Halloween stuff, but that's still pretty awesome. So as far as I know, this isn't going to be actually printed in the actual paper because this is like a very last minute sort of story thing. So I don't have like an actual printed version to show you or anything. So I'm just going to read this out to you. And I sent them some pictures, so I'll like overlay the pictures as I'm reading each section. So, as you saw, it's called Local YouTube Personality AntneyW Creates a Haunted House That Gives Back. Anthony has vivid memories of his childhood Halloweens. I have memories from when I couldn't have been any older than 4 years old of this giant Dracula that my father made, which would tower over people as they entered the door to their old condo. As Anthony grew up, his family's decorations grew less dramatic, but he never lost his love for the macabre. For the past 7 years, Anthony's been creating an elaborate haunted house at his home. Utilizing his degrees in film production and digital cinematography, he documents the build of his display on YouTube every year under the name AntneyW. That's this. The display now takes up the entire front yard, part of the garage, and is still growing each year, and the surrounding neighborhoods look forward to it and drive by almost daily to see the progress. Most of the props are all handmade by me, and it has turned into something more than just a bunch of Halloween decorations. It's become an event in its own right for the surrounding community, says Anthony. After years of a successful haunted house, Anthony decided that he could use his display as a drop-off location for a local charity, Low Country Food Bank. He says that last year the haunted house collected about 50 pounds of canned food. If you're interested in donating this year, or just want to learn more about the haunted house, you can email him at, and then it has like my contact information, which I don't really want to put here. But yeah, so there you have it. My Halloween display. They kept calling it a haunted house, which is a little bit misleading, I think, but that's okay. Still pretty exciting. I'm going to, since this probably won't be an actual print story, I'll probably try and like print it out myself just to kind of, just in case the website or the internet as a whole ever goes down, I'll still have the hard copy to save. So that is very cool. And now I have some more stuff that I have to get done outside. I gotta finish the garage. The garage is kind of a wreck right now. And yeah, so I guess I better get to work. So believe it or not, I think that the cemetery is now pretty much finished. Everything else that we have to do can't really be done till Halloween night. The only other thing that really needs to be done is the rest of the fencing. But as of right now, we don't have all the material we need for that, so that's something that we'll have to work on probably like very last minute, like the day before Halloween or something. But other than that, I mean, everything is pretty much where it's gonna be. Now, I say done. It's not done at all. This is nowhere near what I wanted for this year. This is a very scaled down version of what I wanted, but I've just run out of time and I've run out of money. So this is what we're getting this year, and then we'll add on in future years. But seeing as how this is pretty much where it's gonna be, the last thing I need to work on is the last like finishing touches in the garage. And just in case you haven't seen, this is where we're at. I got the backdrop finished, I got the piano finished, I got the strobe lights mounted up where they're gonna be. And so the only thing I really have to do is hook up the strobe lights together to like run at the same time when I press the button, and then I gotta get like the music ready to go and everything. So that's what I gotta do today. And also I need to clean up some, because while we're working out here getting everything ready, I have a bad habit of just kind of like tossing stuff when I'm done with it. So there's a whole bunch of junk laying here. Empty spray paint cans and old paintbrushes, and just a bunch of stuff that needs to go. So that's gonna be the focus for today, is getting all that cleaned up and getting the few last minute things done that I can. Oh, also, I went to the store today and I bought some more paint because I can't remember if I mentioned this yesterday, but for the hashtag sign, which is going to be right here, we're lighting it up with just a black light, so I needed to go get some like fluorescent paint to paint right there. So I went and got that today, so that's something that we'll do later once it gets dark, just to make sure that it looks good. All right, so let's get to work.
One eternity later.
Alright, so I finished cleaning out the garage for the most part. I kind of just have everything sitting out here. I guess I didn't really clean it. I just moved it from one place to another, but it'll find its home eventually. But let me show you what I did in the garage. I decided to add a little bit. I figured since this is supposed to be a ballroom that we've like decorated for Halloween and are inviting people in, it needed more than just the backdrop there. It needed like a little bit of furniture, so I put this little table in here with candelabra, and that's where the candy will be, or in this area there's gonna be 2 candy stations, and this is where the candy will be in this one. So I think that's kind of nice. Got these creepy pictures up here on the wall, and also I put up a wreath there just to try and make that wall not so boring. You can still see the circus stripes, which is kind of annoying, but oh well, because there's not much I can do about that. Yay! And it's not too bright or overpowering, which is nice. So this is pretty much the extent of the lighting for the garage. Got the chandelier you walk under. We got the lighting there, and then the sconces and the stuff on the piano. Not this. This has gotta go. Actually, just kidding. That is the extent of the lighting. I put a orange bulb behind the skeleton there. It's a cool little like accent. I'm in red. I never wear red. That's kind of strange. Today's been a good day. I was in the paper. Got a lot of stuff done outside, got pretty much the whole garage ready, and now I'm eating dinner and watching Good Mythical Morning and take a look at this. Here's a paused screen cap from today's Good Mythical Morning. I don't know if you guys watch this, but this show by Rhett and Link. And what is that right there? Could it be the Good Mythical Halloween gravestone I sent them 2 years ago? I think it is. Good late evening. So, as I've been doing pretty much every day, I want to give you an overall view of everything with the changes. So let's start with the ballroom, because that's what I focused a lot on today. So as you saw earlier, we got the chandelier up, which actually looks really nice. I was afraid it was going to be too bright and was going to overpower everything. But it's actually just bright enough to where it lights up the immediate area and you can see it, but then it doesn't overpower anything inside the ballroom. It's just like a nice little accent before you go in. And I think that has to do with the fact that we have it up so high so that the bricks are blocking most of the light, which is pretty much exactly what we wanted, so glad that worked out. And then we'll step into the ballroom. Ignore the giant knife wheel that's still here. Sadly, I don't have anywhere for that to go right now, so it kind of has to just stay here until Halloween night, probably. But I got all the lighting and stuff done in here. There's a few things I've added since that last clip. We've got the dim orange lighting everything up. Ignore him, he's not going to be there. He's going to be out in the cemetery. But we got the dim orange lighting at an angle, which makes it very creepy and very moody. I got the flicker lights going in the sconces there, so it looks like they're lit up with candles. I got that skull lit up on the piano, which looks really nice. And then over here, this is the area that I set up earlier today. Put an orange light behind him to kind of make him more of like a silhouette, because I think it looks better with like him being darker than his eyes are. So his eyes are kind of just like glowing out of his dark skull. I think that looks pretty nice. I've got the candelabra on the table. And then I also, you can't see it, but I have all the speakers and stuff hooked up, and it's all hidden behind the table. So that's all ready to go. It's a bit too late for me to demonstrate that right now, but you'll walk in, there will be like classical music playing. I already have a few songs that I'm gonna like try to just make a looping playlist. Elegant sort of feel. We'll invite people in to come get their candy. I'm sure that a few people want to come over and start playing around on the piano and everything. And then when they're least expecting and they're starting to feel a little bit comfortable, we'll come over here, press this button, which sets off the strobe lights. And I also have a Bluetooth speaker hidden behind the curtains with a like a Bluetooth iPod, so whenever I press that button, these come on. I'll also hit play on the iPod, and it'll be like some loud blasting, like heavy metal music, so it'll drown out the classical music and everything, and hopefully it'll be a good scare, at least a startle, if nothing else. So that's the ballroom, pretty much finished in here actually. I might want to get another sheet of music, so that there's two of them maybe. But yeah, for the most part, everything else in here is done. So, awesome. And then, a little bit of a change to the cemetery today. Actually, not even a change, just an addition. If you recall, yesterday I was making those signs, and I made 2 out of the 3. The only one I wasn't able to make yet was the hashtag sign. And that was because I needed some fluorescent paint. So, I did that. It's kind of hard to read on camera. Let's see if I can brighten it up. Hashtag Deadwood Haunted Cemetery. I think I'm gonna need a second coat to help brighten up the edges there that aren't being caught by the black light. But yeah, that looks pretty good. With that article in the paper today, we've had a lot of people stopping by and wanting to take pictures. In fact, one person even wanted to take a picture with me. And so that felt kind of cool. But since everybody's now coming over and taking all these pictures, I really wanted to get the hashtag out here so that people will know to tag it with that, so that they'll all start showing up in the same area. I know hashtags are kind of silly. When they first were invented and started being a thing, I always said that I was never going to use them because I thought they were kind of dumb, to be honest. But I see now, like, they have a pretty good purpose. They work really well for promoting stuff like this, because I've been posting the pictures of the build using that hashtag, so then if people come by and post pictures using that hashtag, it'll all show up together, and yeah, it'll work out pretty well. The inventors of the hashtag were very smart. I will give them that. But yeah, wow, we're just about done. It's kind of crazy. Felt like we were never going to get done this year, but here we are. This is actually, it's been a very stressful season so far, but very rewarding also. I feel like this is the start of something big. I don't want to ramble on for too long, but the whole idea for this year was to get the name Deadwood Cemetery established, so that eventually, when I start scaling even bigger, hopefully someday doing like a big professional sort of thing, the name will already kind of be well known around this area. You know, does that make sense? So even though this year the cemetery is not what it was originally going to be this year, I think it's a good start. And obviously, having gotten the story in the paper, other people must see the value in this also, so it makes me feel pretty good. I'm pretty excited for what following years have in store for us. But yeah, I'm really liking this ballroom. I thought I did a pretty good job last year with the circus in here, but I think I've blown it out of the park this year. Uh-oh. Just between that last clip and coming back in here, that light burned out. So that's great. I gotta get another flicker light, I guess. I don't want to make it sound like I'm like bragging or anything. I hope it's not coming across that way. I'm really proud of my work this year. Like I said, as stressful as it's been to try and like get this done so quickly, because you know, I like changed my idea at the very last minute, because this is, if you haven't been watching for a while, this is not what I was gonna do this year. It was gonna be so much more simple than this, but at the very last minute, like I just had this vision in my head. I was like, I have to go with this vision. I cannot not do it now. And I don't know, I'm just really proud of the fact that I was able to make it happen in such a short amount of time. But anyway, that's enough of the self-congratulatory stuff. It is pretty cold out here. I think we're down to like 58-ish degrees, which for here is pretty cold. So I'm probably gonna wrap up for the night and head inside before I get sick. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.